This is for the Little Rascal School at, help me out.
Fine, you say?
Fine.
Berlin?
Fine in Carson.
Okay. Help me.
And we do have, for the information of the board, we are looking at the other building with Baldwin. The holdup with that is that it requires a handicap access that will have to be quoted to be done. And we have to work on the square footage because we are utilizing this an approved program from the state under the early preschool education aid grant. We have to stay within the parameters of that grant.
Okay, number 112. Common Core Envision Math 2012 workbooks for grades K to 2 for Pearson Learning Group. Now, if they're workbooks, that's the textbook. Textbook is a workbook, right?
You're right in this.
Yeah, yeah, right.
Move 112.
We have a motion and a second. On the question?
Question. Okay. This is the workbook. Is there a corresponding math book?
This is it.
Okay.
Yeah,
This
that
is
level.
consumable
That level.
for K, 1 and 2. We buy these every year.
Okay.
3 and 4 have our back there.
All right. So we purchased these same ones last year?
Thank
All right.
Because they are consumable, so
Gotcha.
they have to be.
So this is something we had to use. That was going to be my next question.
Yeah, it's not kind of the same question.
Anything else on the question? Mr. Herbert, roll call, please.
Mr. Copeland?
Yes.
Mr. McDevitt?
Yes.
Dr. Maloney?
Yes.
Mr. Stargell?
Yes.
Ms. Andrew Williams?
Yes.
Mr. James Wilson?
Yes.
Mr. Rodriguez?
Yes.
Mr. Wynn?
Yes.
Mr. O'Brien?
Yes.
Resolution passes.
Number 113, it is certainly understandable, laudable, and acceptable that we have a residency policy here in Pennsauken. In fact, we have one in the state. But there are times when a vacancy needs to be filled and we cannot find a qualified individual within the town. So we have to go outside. We have been working diligently to get our human resources department back in shape because everybody left. Retirements, certainly that happens. We do have an individual who went through an interview process with others. I can tell you that our salary range is very challenging. Most of the people who we would want are earning $45,000 to $50,000. We're paying $32,000. This individual is competent. She is, Kelly Briggs is an African American. We were happy to be able to do that because one of the goals that we have is to broaden the minority or the people of color in the various positions in the school district, and we do need a little help in the administration building, and this young lady will help, even though we've now lost one. We do gain another, but we're not gaining overall. But we're striving. So this recommendation is coming because we just concluded the interviews. Chris and his folks looked very carefully and covered maybe 6 or 7 candidates.
We actually interviewed 9.
Okay, 9. And this young lady popped out. So we're recommending her to the board.
Move 113.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. On the question?
Yeah. That's a position that I sort of have a difficult time, Dr. Johnson, understanding that.
What,
No one in town was interested in that job.
Oh, I think we had a couple, but if we were willing to
had-
pay 45,000, we
We
could
had-
get, I'm
correct.
sorry, you go
Were
ahead.
they,
because-
We had candidates from the community and we interviewed them.
Yes. And?
None of them had experience doing payroll. They all had payroll experience, but not payroll experience. One position in the district that you need to make sure that you have people who know what they're doing is in payroll. We can foul up in anything else in the district, but if you foul up payroll, I'll tell you that, I won't be here the next day. So it was critical, and we interviewed, there were a lot of very qualified candidates, but not for this particular skill set, they didn't have it. And we tried very hard.
Okay, because it's a difficult, I'm not an advocate of, going out of district when we advertise to our citizens of the county that we're looking out for those, especially those non-certificated positions, that we are looking at them first.
Absolutely.
They were looked at.
And we looked at them, and if they had the skill set, the payroll skill set background, they absolutely would have been brought forward. Unfortunately, we did not have residents of the community who had a payroll background that had applied for the position. They all had secretarial backgrounds. And in payroll, it's, with all of the changes that the state is making, we all know we're going to get, we all know that there is an interesting set of payrolls that are going to be coming up in October when we have to look at every individual staff member, look at exactly how much money they're making, and determine how much we have to deduct for their health benefits versus the standard rate based on each of the 7 different medical plans that are offered here. And I can't take the risk of having someone in there that is not familiar enough with payroll that they're worrying about doing payroll while they're still trying to work all the other idiosyncrasies that are, it's unique this year, I will tell you that. I'm afraid of it in October, and I've been doing it for 20 years.
Mr. President?
Yes.
Mike, I totally agree with you. I've had some conversations with Dr. Johnson and Mr. Ober about that, about how we attempt to recruit members of the community. I think there's been some shortfalls in that. This evening, Mr. Ober assured me that that will be corrected moving forward. But I share your feeling with these non-certificated positions, giving the people within our community the opportunity. We have to do more to reach out to them.
Anything else in the question? Roll call, Mr. Ober.
Mr. Copeland?
No to 113.
Mr. McDevitt?
Yes.
Dr. Maloney?
Yes.
Mr. Stargell?
No, to 130.
Ms. Sandra Williams?
Yes.
Mr. James Wilson?
Yes.
Mr. Rodriguez?
Yes.
Mr. Nguyen?
Yes.
Mr. O'Brien?
Yes.
Resolution passes.
Mr. President, just so the record's clear, 113 replaces 101 on the
Yes.
list.
Okay, thank you. Public comment. Pennsauken Township Board of Education recognizes that the schools are concerned with all members of the community. With this in mind, Board of Education welcomes and solicits input from the public during the regular monthly business meeting. Members of the community are afforded an opportunity to express their views. It does, however, respectfully suggest that citizens attempt to resolve concerns by speaking directly to school administrators before bringing it to the board. Individuals with a relevant interest in the functions or duties of the board are invited to speak a maximum of 5 minutes on any one issue. You are required to give your name and address before speaking to any one issue.
Donna Zuba, 7665 Ottawa Avenue. I'm very pleased that the school student bodies get involved in the confession cafeteria, whatever we call it now. Your mural that will be placed, who, is that going to be submitted to the board for approval prior?
I think we will have an idea.
Only,
Once the students talk to the principal in relation to what their vision is for that wall, I think we'll be involved.
okay, only because I don't want to repeat of the middle school and of course, and I want everybody to be happy.
We have faith in Mr. Vincent.
We all have faith in those principals too, but little things, more eyes, help it. The TV that will be in that room, it will only be on Channel 19, correct? And it will be access, also be able to play Wii and Nintendo and,
Why would you only want it on one channel?
oh, I don't necessarily want a student, some parents might not want students in there watching MTV or watching HBO or,
They watch it at home?
not at my home.
Oh, your home.
But there is some families in town that have values and morals, so I don't want if my child was in that room, I wouldn't want that exposed on the TV set. So that's what I'm trying to find out, is that only going to be,
Well, I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. I would not want to hold intelligent young people at our high school to Channel 19, which is Pennsauken. And if we have a problem with that, we'll deal with it, as I would hope parents would at home. But I really don't see our young people in that situation watching inappropriate TV programs, and I agree that there are many that are inappropriate. And so I would personally be sensitive to it, and I would deal with it if I heard. But I'm going to have faith in those young people that they're going to reflect what they're saying.
History Channel all day.
yeah, that sounds good. History Channel sounds real good. History Channel sounds real good to me. PBS sounds good to me too.
I can understand the concern, but that's a universal concern for our children, because we know that they're seeing too much garbage as far as TV is concerned.
Correct, and just as we have the internet policy in our school district, maybe we need to look to see about what we're going to show on this TV.
Let's see how that goes.
Okay.
Mr. Snyder,
Yes, sir.
there is still going to be people assigned to that lunchroom.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so there still will be teachers in there, just like it was a freshman.
Oh, we trust them, but
Right, not that much.
not that.
I just wanted to verify that.
Just a clarification on 113, that the verbalized, will that be for the courtyard or for the playground? At Vine School? Number 113,
Yeah.
it was the recycled rubber. Will that be for the playground or for the
No, it's
courtyard?
111.
I'm sorry, 111.
Yeah.
111, is that for
It would
the,
be for the area that's already designated as a play area.
in the courtyard or the one at the playground?
In the courtyard.
In the courtyard, thank you. Because at Vine School, because of the unique school that we are, we have the courtyard, but you have the playground. Okay, and last week you had said that this week you would give us an idea of what we were going to do with the extra money that we received from the state, what ideas.
We're still working on that.
When will you have that presentation? Do you have an idea?
I would say possibly at the next meeting. You know, it takes time to determine what the needs are, what it costs, and what we're going to present. So,
Are we going to be under a time limit, just as the schools that received the funding in the spring, they had notified Christie by 2 weeks ago? Or are we going to be under 30, 60
we
days?
will meet whatever the guidelines are, even if they're inconsiderate.
Okay. And Mrs. Wilson, I agree with you 100%. I've had a principal that has been shared between school for 23 years, so I've been in district. It has been horrible. Head teachers as acting as principals is horrible. I would like to see a principal in every school, especially in elementary. Even though some of our teachers can drive very quickly from one location to the other, our township does have many traffic lights in it. Thank you.
Denise Williams, 1031 DeRoos Avenue. Does the rubberized surface come with a guarantee?
Yes, it does. I said what it is. 5 years.
5 years? Thank you.